Welcome to the Savvy Leader Podcast, the place for growth, learning, and inspiration for leaders just like you. I'm your host, Kristin Gallatin, and each week we will dive into the grit, grace, and gratitude it takes to become the savvy leader you were always meant to be. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Savvy Leader Podcast and this special midweek edition titled Honor the Journey. I'm Kristin, and today I'm going to take you back, way back into the heart of where my leadership journey really began. If you listen to the origin story or the money mindset episode, then you already know my life has not been a straight line. It has been a gauntlet, one I ran willingly though, repeatedly, and also very relentlessly. But today, it's not about the pain or even the childhood drama or the pressure cooker that I grew up in. Today is about what that pressure created. A leader, a woman who learned early that quitting was not an option. A woman who learned to keep moving forward no matter what. And today, I want to share how 21 years inside a successful grocery store chain shaped my leadership philosophies, my resilience, and ultimately, my freedom. It all started in 1994, barely more than a kid myself, right? Wink, wink, standing at a customer service counter, wearing my name tag. Nothing glamorous, nothing special, just a young lady looking for a paycheck, trying to figure out who she was in this world. And something clicked for me, though, very early on. When you don't have a lot of mentors or even a roadmap in front of you, you observe, you listen, you pay attention, and that is exactly what I did. I paid attention to every process, every person, every system. And most importantly, I paid attention to the people who did things well and also the people who absolutely did not. This was when I really started learning about people, figuring out what made them tick. I learned what was important to people, and I learned how to deliver on exactly what it was that they wanted in any given circumstance. A skill that I still tap into today. By 95, I was full-time. By 98, I was running a department at a new store. And after that, I became a corporate trainer where they sent me all over the country to teach, coach, train, and open stores. Then district operations was next on the list. I supported several locations, creating training materials, business plans, teamwork, and then eventually running a store on my own. A multi-million-dollar operation from the top down. Sounds linear and neat when I say it now, but trust me, it was anything but neat. Somewhere early in that journey, though, I learned one of the most important leadership lessons of my life, and it became a mantra that I still live by today. I learned to appreciate people for exactly who they are and what they have to offer. Nothing more, nothing less. Simple, right? In corporate America, especially in a male-dominated industry like the one I was in, the expectation was always push harder, expect more, squeeze tighter. Well, people don't respond to that kind of leadership or work very well in an atmosphere so oppressive. But when I focused on appreciating them, not for what I wished they were, but who they actually were, and then put them into positions to allow their strengths to shine, things changed. People worked a little harder. They gave a little more, and they trusted me. And I trusted them because I knew they could do the job. I used to say this all the time, sometimes out loud, but I really, really wanted to inspire my team to want to work. That's a tall order, I know, but not only did I want to inspire them to want to work, but I wanted to inspire them to do that work for me, so much so that they wouldn't want to disappoint me in that process. Not out of fear, but respect, pride, or how about a shared commitment to get the job done and done well. That leadership philosophy carried me through every single role that I held. I wasn't a clipboard leader. I was in the trenches. I stocked shelves, built displays, swept floors, bagged groceries. I worked holidays. I did the dirty work right alongside the people I asked to do it. Maybe to my detriment at times, though, because there is a very fine line between doing and directing. And if you lean too much to the latter, you'll likely find yourself doing everything on your own. So walk that line and walk it well. My course made me a leader that people wanted to follow. It really helped catapult me and my business today. There was a pivotal moment somewhere in my late 20s or 30s, though, when I was still climbing that ladder and still figuring out how far I could go. I remember standing in a meeting room surrounded by executives, men in suits with big titles, big egos, and the opinions to go along with it. People who, on paper, were above me. People I'd once been intimidated by, perhaps. And at some point during the meeting, it hit me with absolute clarity. There was really nothing special about any of them. Nothing that I couldn't become, and certainly nothing I couldn't do. That moment shifted something in me fundamentally. I stopped playing small and I stopped walking around like I needed permission, and my confidence grew. As long as I did the work, and I always did the work, there was nothing stopping me. One of the few pieces of positive encouragement I ever received during those early leadership years came right after one of my promotions, and a former manager and friend, someone I really respected, said to me, "Our company just got a little bit better today." And that sentence, that statement, stayed with me, and I pay it forward as often as I can, because the truth is, in all my time climbing, achieving, striving, external recognition, it was rare. I didn't network. I didn't even know what that was. I certainly didn't politic. In fact, I actively tried to stay under the radar. That kept me out of trouble. I was often called the Lone Ranger and the I got it girl, the one who worked solo on big projects, and the one who would implement entire initiatives by herself, not because she didn't trust anyone else to do it, but because she was the only one stepping up to the damn plate. That corporate world, it'll kill you that way. That grit and determination worked in my favor for a long time until it didn't. And by 2008, our world changed. The company changed right along with it. Budgets tightened, labor was squeezed even more, and politics rose. The environment became oppressive, unrealistic expectations, fear-based leadership, and an overall disregard for humanity. And the higher I climbed, the further I was pushed from the people that I cared about. I could feel my values peeling away from the company, one layer at a time. Hard work wasn't enough. Loyalty, no way. It was the "what have you done for me lately" kind of mentality that I was living in. And I realized something really, really important. The next step on that ladder was not where I wanted to go. That next step, though just a few steps from the top, would force me to become a dictator and not a leader. And that was the moment the resignation seed was planted. I didn't quit overnight, but I began the quiet, intentional process of walking myself right out that door. So in 2015, after 21 years, a brother lost, a daughter recovering from a life-threatening illness, and a soul that felt wrung dry, I finally stepped away. And in walking away from corporate, I walked toward myself, toward entrepreneurship, toward partnership with my husband, toward leadership on my own terms, and toward a life built by choice, not obligation or requirement. The wildest part, though, you guys, every lesson I ever needed was learned during those 21 years. How to lead, how to serve, how to deliver on a promise, build a culture, inspire people, pivot, survive, thrive, but how to recognize misalignment, and then how to trust myself, finally. Corporate didn't break me. It forged me. Today, I look back on those years with gratitude. They were so good to me for so long. And corporate America gave me my foundation, my discipline, my resilience, and my clarity. It taught me who I was and then who I refused to become. It taught me that leadership isn't title deep, it's character deep. And it taught me nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop a woman who decides to become everything she is capable of being. And so, as we continue to honor the journey, remember this: your past is not the point, your character is. Thanks for listening, you guys. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to step into the chapter where I leave all that corporate BS behind and walk headfirst into entrepreneurship, risk, reinvention, and everything that follows. Till then, lead well. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Savvy Leader Podcast. Be sure to check the description below for any links or resources we mentioned today. And for even more inspiration and tools to help you on your own leadership journey, come on over and join the conversation in the Savvy Leaders Lounge. That's savvyleaderslounge.com. And we'll see you next time.